Afternoon VC. Alright, this is going to be a different type of video, probably a lengthy one. Someone in the comments a few videos ago was talking about they wish there was a trip hop vinyl tag. I haven't seen one, but I only subscribe to a few channels, not many. So VC's gotten crazy huge these days, so I'm sure there's channels out there. If someone knows about any, let me know. I know Paul Barack P-Dub shows some stuff from trip hop from the 90s and early 2000s, but that's about the only channel I can think of. I'm sure there's others. I mean, I show stuff here and there that gets picked up, not a whole lot, but I do have quite a few records here, actually a ton of CDs, because CD era was in its height during 90s or late 90s, early 2000s, and that stuff was huge for me anyway. I was going to a lot of shows, buying a lot of this stuff. I'm sure some folks in the VC probably think this is all commercial garbage, but I dig a lot of these artists, so we're going to go through this stuff. And there's going to be a lot of CD, because it was CD era stuff, so you can either skip ahead or tune out. Don't matter to me. But I have not. This is a huge section of my music collection that I rarely talk about or show, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to show everything, but we'll go through some of these bands and some of the stuff I have. And I don't have I'm not a completist with, I don't think, any of these artists really, except for maybe one. I try to get everything, but that I at least come across. But first up, the Chemical Brothers, Surrender. This is a fucking phenomenal record. Music response, Under the Influence, Out of Control, Hey Boy, Hey Girl. There's some huge hits on this. Real danceable stuff. I got to see this tour in Atlanta at the Atrium, which was an old movie theater they turned into a club that was air conditioned to the hilt. Fatboy Slim opened, and DJ Icy. It was a killer gig. Everybody knows Chemical Brothers. And I do have one of their newer records from 2015. I ain't new anymore, but Born in the Echoes. This is fucking great. And I don't have some of their other more popular records. I wasn't into it really. But for some reason, these two are ones I gravitated to. I got some live stuff from Glastonbury in 2000, probably off of Napster. What artist is this? Oh, this is a newer artist, Clark from the UK. This is the last Panther soundtrack. This is one of 2,500 on CD. One of the best TV series in the UK to ever come out. It's based on like the real life Pink Panthers, Jewel Thieves, from Belgrade. Very cool soundtrack, instrumental, very experimental, dope stuff. One of my favorite current artists, Clark. This album was my album of the year in 2017, I think, when this came out. Yeah, on Warp Records, Death Peak. Just the sound quality of this is unbelievable. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, here's one, the Crystal Method. I've seen these guys a few times. Vegas, I saw them, I think it's Ziggy's in Winston-Salem once, and then I also saw them outdoors here at the big amphitheater. It's changed names over the years. I think it was Blockbuster at the time. This drummer, I forget his name, he was in a bunch of bands, and he had played that day on the side stage for End of Summer Weenie Roast, Neil. And Neil got me in front row with his backstage stuff to see Crystal Method up front, and it was great. Great band from Las Vegas, I believe. Tim at High Noon's Vinyl will dig this one. Cut Chemist meets Shortcut live at the Future Primitive Sound Session. That's some dope San Francisco beat culture stuff. One of my favorite DJs from Japan, DJ Crush. This is Kakuse. This is really good stuff. I don't have a whole lot of his stuff, but I do have Stepping Stones, the self-remixed Best. There's a album of him with a trumpet player from Japan, and I can't remember the name of the trumpet player. I'd love to find that. It's super expensive on vinyl, but this is a good double. Some remix stuff that he did of just a lot of great shit. Next up, this is the artist I try to collect everything I can of, DJ Shadow. This was huge back in the day when this dropped, introducing one of the best records ever made, in my opinion. Just groundbreaking shit. Moax Records. I mean, he's a digger like the rest of us, but like mega pro digger. Always looking for great samples from anything he can find his hands on in basements all over the world, attics, wherever he can dig. Love this. Always one of the best album covers ever. Ordered the vinyl like a year or so ago. I think it's a half-speed remaster or something. And it's just been back-ordered. I still don't have it. But I've always had this CD, so I never really needed the vinyl. Midnight in a Perfect World, the number song, like a little EP with some different mixes on it. Moax. Of course, Preemptive Strike. It's got What Your Soul Looks Like on it, which is really killer shit. I think this has also got a Qbert thing on it. Mine's a double, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's got the DJ Qbert remix, the Camel Bobsled Race. This is the double kind of CD, limited, I think. DJ Shadow Dark Days. I think he did some of this stuff for a movie. Don't see that very often. Of course, The Private Press was the next full length. Dope album. And I got to see DJ Shadow up at Asheville at Orange Peel. It was a great gig. 6 days, single. You Can't Go Home Again single. Of course, the latest record, The Mountain Will Fall, which was the tour I saw, and he did some great collaborations on this with some other artists. And the multimedia presentation of this gig was off the charts. Got some Live in France shit off of Napster. Here's a blast from the past. Dr. Octagon, Dr. Oncologist. If you know this, then you know. This is kind of crazy ass vocals from this dude. I can't believe DreamWorks actually put it out. God, I haven't played this in forever. This is something I'd love to have on vinyl. Band from Canada, I think possibly Toronto, I could be wrong. Esthero, I think Toronto. Breath from Another, great female vocalist on this, some great trip hop. A lot of great songs on this. I'd love to have this on vinyl if it ever got put out on vinyl. On the Work label. That's a great album. Kieran Hebden, he's a freaking legend, and masterpiece Rounds. This is up there with Introducing for me with DJ Shadow, some of the best shit. 2003 Domino recording. Fortet is fantastic. Here's a band I ain't listened to in a while, Hive. This is Working with Sound. I kind of think they were San Diego or LA band. Can't remember which. 1997. This is I went back to this. It's got a really cool record-looking CD. After I had heard this record first, Devious Methods. This is some dope stuff. A little bit more electronic. This is from '98. Really great. It's got a really cool CD. But Hive, I'm not sure if this was ever on vinyl. Some of the stuff may have never got pressed to vinyl. Like I said, it's CD era. Another group from Canada, Chaos. I remember when this came out, Atlantis. We were in Atlanta, my friend Joe and I, and there was a bunch of places we were trying to pick this up, and it was sold out at Criminal. And this other store had a couple copies left, so I grabbed it. This is a fucking masterpiece, Hymns for Disco. Got to see Chaos at Warped Tour, of all things, and they had a great guitar player in the band. And they played a lot of stuff off of this Collected album, and I bought this from the band there. Pretty good. This is from '07, but nothing's as good as that Atlantis record. Some James Lavelle, great DJ. Some of his mixes. This one was for Barcelona. I think it's a double or triple. I think it's a double CD. Of course, he had a lot to do with the Bathing Ape clothing line out of Japan. Really wanted the Uncle jacket right there, but it was like $400 back in the day or more, so I never got it. Romania, this is another double. These are just his mixes he played in those cities. Of course, he would get with DJ Shadow to form Uncle. Got the Low Fidelity All-Stars, How to Operate with a Blown Mind. Saw them at Tremont. Great gig. They're kind of a one-off band with this record. Yeah, Cool Rock Bass was a big one. They had a really great music video. Really cool, with like a car blowing up or something. Yeah. That was a fun gig. I was surprised that Tremont had them. Let's see, what's next? I'm trying to go in alphabetical order here. Massive Attack, my favorite trip hop artist from back in the day. Phenomenal. Got to see them on the Mezzanine tour in Raleigh. It was at the Ritz Theater. Here's the ticket from back in the day, from 1998. I saved my tickets like our friend in Boston does, Rob. And yeah, I have a lot of Massive Attack. So I have, of course, Blue Lines, which is legendary. Unfinished Sympathies on here, Safe from Harm. Of course, Mezzanine. This is a cool one. This is an Argentinian copy. So it's on this kind of purple EMI disc. And I would love to have records like this on vinyl. I don't, just because reissues are like expensive, and I'd rather have originals, and they're just off the charts nuts in price. So I've just always had the CDs for the car. This is the singles box, and this changes color when you hold it, which you can't really see right now. But yeah, there's like 11 CDs in this box. All the singles, like here's Inertia Creeps with all the different versions. So every single they put out, like whatever else is in here, Protection, Karma Coma, Angel, which was a great one with Horace Andy. You know, this box is a little bit pricey these days, I think, but it turns white when with heat. It's weird. 100th Window, which I thought was underrated. Future Proofs on here. Special Cases, some great stuff. And I did get the single of Special Cases, which is kind of really cool because it's got the video on it as well. Some kind of a wild video where they're like, I think, cloning humans or something in it, if I remember correctly. I do have Collected, and this is really fucking good. This has got a cool DVD on it with all the music videos, some of their bigger hits and stuff off of different things, like some movie soundtracks and things. You got Live at Albert Hall from '98 off of Napster. Some great stuff. Neighbor T-Ruck coming in. Big old T-Ruck. Guy's an idiot. M83, Hurry Up, We're Dreaming. Bought this in Atlanta at Criminal Records when I was down there to film Life and Times. This was huge right then. That's when it came out. This is from 2011. Everybody knows M83. Heard them first in snowboard videos for Travis Rice, I think. Brain Farm was using a lot of this dude's music. Moby, Animal Rights, which is more of a guitar-driven record. Fucking my favorite Moby record. That's some great stuff. Play, which is a masterpiece. Everybody knows this one. Phenomenal, where he just takes old blues cuts and does his thing with them. On a lot of that. This band is phenomenal. Morchiba, Who Can You Trust? One of the best female singers in trip hop ever. What a great group this was, out of the UK. Saw Permanent Records had a copy of this on vinyl, and it was trash, and they still wanted like $250 for it. My copy came with beats and B-sides, like a double CD thing. And then Big Calm, which was my favorite record from them. This has got Shoulder Holster, Part of the Process, just phenomenal beats, vocals, great trip hop, some of the best UK stuff. Let's see, I got stacks here, so we're gonna go through them all. Try going as fast as I can. Orbital Insides, saw them with Tool, and they played most of this album that night, and it was phenomenal. It was what, 96 maybe? Yeah, something like that. Got The Middle of Nowhere, which was I think the follow-up to Insides. Underrated record, really good. Got some Portishead. This is what, the self-titled. This has got Cowboys on it, which is phenomenal. And then another great vocalist, female vocalist. And then Live in Roseland, New York City. This I'd love to have on vinyl. Somebody was telling me I should pick this up on vinyl the other day. This has got all their best shit on it from their first couple records. I don't have Dummy for some reason. I don't like that one as much, but I'm a weird dude. The Prodigy, I dug the hell out of the Prodigy because I love the intensity of their singer. Rest in peace. Music for the Jilted Generation. That's a good one. Of course, The Fat of the Land was the one that broke them with Smack My Bitch Up. Great music video. Totally unexpected ending the first time I saw it. Freaking killer. A lot of fucking hits off that. A lot more kind of heavy dance stuff. And then I got Prodigy present the Dirt Chamber Sessions, Volume 1. This is actually really good. I haven't listened to this in a long time, though. And then I have this, but I can't remember what it is. Baby's Got a Temper CD single. This came out later, I think. I don't know. Can't remember that. Got some Prodigy Live off of Napster. Got Quantum Spectrum. This was the whole West Coast deal. San Fran, Oakland scene. Black Alicious, Jurassic 5, Latyrix. Yeah, Chief XL, Lyrics Born. LPs on here of Company Flow, which he was with at the time. Tons of great shit on this. Quantum Spectrum. I think this might have got vinyl. Got some Ronnie Size. This was some more up-tempo kind of stuff. Got the remix album, which has some good stuff on it. I also have Represent, New Forms. This one's really good. I haven't listened to this in years. And I don't know if the Ronnie Size stuff has vinyl or not. Somebody tell me. Somebody has to know. Alright, we're moving on. Another stack. Got this is one of my favorite groups out of the UK in that whole scene. Sneaker Pimps, Becoming X. This was huge. Low Place Like Home was a big one. Six Underground. Those were huge cuts. Got Splinter, which is one of my favorites from this whole time period. This is on wax, but it's like $150. Half-Life. This whole album's great. There was a whole trip I went to Raleigh, and this is the only thing I played up and back. 10 to 20. Some great songs in here. There's a song called Cute Sushi Lunches. It's a great one. Changed up the singer on when they went to this. Male vocals. And then Bloodsport, which is underrated, I think. This has got Kiro TV. It's got some killer cuts on this. Bloodsport, self-titled cut is good. I don't know what label is this. Tommy Boy. What year? 2002. So early 2000s. I have Sneaker Pimps Live and Rare. Also off Napster. This was a huge one back in the day for my friend Jay and I in the car, Soulside's Greatest Bumps. And I have this on wax too. This has got a lot of those folks from Quantum Spectrum on it. Latyrix, Lyrics Born, Blackalicious, DJ Shadow. This is dope shit. Band everybody should know, Thievery Corporation. This is my favorite of theirs, The Mirror Conspiracy. This is a masterpiece. This is a panty dropper. You put this on late at night with a member of the opposite sex and you're gonna get action. French vocals, gorgeous, like sultry, dope beats. I think they're from DC, Thievery Corporation, I could be wrong. Tricky, who I saw at Tremont also. We walked to Tremont from a beer festival downtown, and Tricky played fucking Tremont, and it was dope. And I've got Max and Quay, which is fucking killer. It's got all kinds of great cuts on this. Can't remember the year. Great back cover. Tricky, of course, from Massive Attack. The early Massive Attack stuff. Pre-Millennium Tension, which is a masterpiece. Which I think he was playing a lot of this stuff at the time of that gig. Christian Sands, great cut. Sorry about the glare from the CDs. They're CDs. Got Tricky Presents Grassroots. This is cool, a little cool disc. I got Tricky with DJ Muggs and Grease Juxtapose. This was dope, from '99 on Island Records. And again, I don't know if this stuff's on vinyl. This I know is on vinyl. My friend's got like 2 or 3 copies, and I've never ordered it. I need to get it. This is another huge favorite of this whole genre. Underworld Buku Fish. Great music videos from this. Jumbo and Push Upstairs. Fucking masterpiece, this album. There's a cut called Bruce Lee. Great, great stuff from Underworld. It's like, not techno-y, but I don't know. Just good trip hop. Great beats, great mixes. I've got 100 Days Off. This is also a killer. And then this one's, I think, underrated. Oblivion with Bells. This is killer shit. This is a double. Yeah, this is like a comp, but it's just killer. I think there's more earlier stuff on this. Oblivion with Bells, Underworld. We're getting there. Some Uncle stuff, which is DJ Shadow, James Lavelle, Science Fiction. This was huge when it dropped because of all the collaborations on this with folks from The Verve, Beastie Boys, just everybody on this. Dude from Radiohead, Tom York, Rabbit in Your Headlights. The video from that is one of my favorite music videos I've ever seen. Fucking amazing, where the dude just like stops and the car blows up into him. And like, yeah, it's just intense. And I have that music video on one of these singles right here, on the Be There single. Yeah, there's some cool shit on this too. With, yeah, Ian Brown's on that Be There track. What else we got here? Oh, I got some, these are rare, Ape Shall Never Kill Ape singles. I got both volumes of these. That one's Nego and Scratch Perverts, and this one's Rock On. Those are really cool. Got those in Manifest back in the day. We've got Big Brother Is Watching, Uncle Sounds. This, I can't remember. I haven't listened to this forever. It's a double. But yeah, it's good. Just good Uncle stuff. And then some of the more their full lengths, where they really started to get going with Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. Chris Goss was involved. This one is Neverland. This is the limited edition CD box. Also have War Stories limited box. I was all in on Uncle back in the day. And I also have Untitled Story for Film, which is the last thing I really dug from them. After this, they lost me a little bit. Got some live and rare shit of them. Napster. Got Whale, All Disco Dance Must End in Broken Bones. This had some cool tracks on it. Crying at Airports was a dope track and had a great video for it. last but not least, we got Domestic Blend Volume 1. This is a label called Intercurrent Recordings that was out of New York City, out of Brooklyn, I believe. Yeah, Brooklyn. They had a lot of great groups: Tundra, Glenn Porter, Urban Quilt, Il Padre. Yeah, and this is a great, and Take, this is a great comp. Our friend Charlie Shear was involved with this label and promoted it, and he gave me this comp. That's all the CDs. Trying to run through these. I've got a few records on the Intercurrent label. Department of Transportation, World Outside. This is phenomenal. Really chill, dope instrumental stuff from 2004. Recommend checking that out. Move over to the CDs here. Let's see. I also have, yeah, Urban Quilt. Intercurrent recordings. This is the second on the label. I think those are the first two records on the label. And I do have one Glenn Porter, Something Glue EP. I can't remember, did he pass away or something? I could be way off. Something happened with Glenn Porter. But this is a tough record to track down, and it just has this plain sleeve. But it's good. It's good stuff. Yeah, dope. I got Bombay the Hard Way, Guns, Cars, and Sitars. DJ Shadows on drums on some of this, but this is wild fucking shit. I tracked this down after I struck out in California trying to find it there. This is a wild looking record. This is a soundtrack to this crazy ass film. And I'll show you the record because it's a cool one. It's got the post, still has the original inner sleeve, and this is what the record looks like. Wild shit. I do have Burial with Tom York. It's pretty plain. This is recent. This is really phenomenal stuff. Here's some Chemical Brothers, who I had CDs of. This is an Out of Control single. Just a Sasha Club mix on the B-side. Here's some that Clark stuff from the UK. What is this one? This is the EP. I forget what it's called. But it's got To Live and Die in Grantham on it. Is a killer video. I suggest checking that video out on YouTube. Yeah, To Live and Die in Grantham. Wild fucking video from Clark. And I do have, of course, Death Peak on vinyl. I've showed some of these CDs. I do have The Last Panthers on vinyl, which is phenomenal. And I did get his newest record, which is really different. More, not classical, but I don't know. It's on Deutsche Grammophon. And it's Playground in a Lake. Double. Really good shit. Clark out of the UK. I got some DJ Shadow stuff here, and I know Alex wanted me to show my DJ Shadow stuff, so here's a bunch of it. This is Lifers Group, the Shadow remix, and Lesson 4. This is the first single deal or whatever that I can recall him putting out, and then the second one I think that came out was this one on Soul Sides, which is DJ Shadow and the Groove Robbers with Asia Born on it. These are kind of hard to find. I do have the crazy ass DJ Shadow presents GOP Rogues Gallery #2, Donald the Merciless with Rumsfeld, who recently passed. This is crazy shit. Found that at Lunchbox. I do have, this is DJ Shadow with DJ Crush. I can't remember where I found this. I think Permanent had this for cheap. This is on Moax. Some good shit. I got, I think this is, I can't remember if this is product placement or whatever this is. This is like a bootleg. There's some wild stuff on this. Preemptive Strike, original pressing from 93 or 97. I can't remember year. Fantastic. That was dead stock at Lunchbox once when I went in there. I do have the singles, You Can't Go Home Again, that I showed, that I also have on CD. And 6 Days. And these I got all at Lunchbox a long time ago. We've got, what is this one? I think it's what, Mashing on the Motorway or something. I forget what it's called. I got this one. What was it? Yeah, Mashing on the Motorway. Some dope DJ Shadow there. I do have Diminishing Returns Party Pack. This one's hard to find. I did get this at Noble Records. I've got the single with Q-Tip and Latif the True Speaker, Enough. I don't really care for it too much. That album, I think it was called The Outsider or something. It's kind of terrible. It was just more rap based. Not as good as his beat stuff. You have the Mountain Will Fall EP. This is cool. This is cool because it's got Corridors featuring Stephen Price on the B-side. He played that live, and it was really, first time I heard that, that was really cool, so I got that. And I got this VCLT of the newest album, Our Pathetic Age, which has good collaborations with a lot of, this was what The Outsider didn't have. This is like really good collaborations. Better, just everything's better about it. And this came from Tim. Thank you again, Tim. That's great stuff. That's all the Shadow stuff. I do have Rounds on vinyl reissue. Really nice sounding reissue, which I showed that CD. And I do have this bad boy. There Is Love in You, and this is maybe even as good or better than Rounds. This is phenomenal work from Kieran Hebden Fortet. I do have House Shoes 7, and this cover looks kind of like the what record do I have? Tony Williams, Spring or whatever it is, on Blue Note. This has got some dope fucking shit on it. This is beat stuff out of Detroit. Do have some Massive Attack on vinyl, Ritual Spirit. This one's kind of hard to come by nowadays. This is unreleased stuff. Yeah, some featured artists. I haven't listened to that in a while. It's really good. Do you have Nosage Thing Parallels? This is really good. This is newer though. This is 2017. Yeah, man, this kind of picking up where some of these other groups left off, I think. Underrated artist. I do have a bunch of singles of Orbital that I found at Lunchbox for nothing. Chime. These are cool. These are on the FFRR label. Halicon from Orbital. There's a bunch of these, I think. Lush. And then, I think this one's my favorite one. Yeah, Satan. They played this live at the gig I saw. And this is Satan live in New York City, 7-minute cut. It starts off like Satan, Satan, Satan. I do have one other Orbital. This one's Style. Very cool. I just grabbed all those for a few bucks. I do have the Portishead single of Cowboys. That's pretty cool. I do also have Thievery Corporation, The Mirror Conspiracy, a reissue. The originals are super expensive. I think it originally came out in 2014. Again, the Panty Dropper. You have Soulside's Greatest Bumps, 4-disc, sealed. Got this from Luke Tip Top, who's going out of business. It's a fucking travesty. You have some Uncle, All Surrender. This I found in Rochester at Record Archive. Men from Uncle. I think this I think I found in Asheville. Yeah, and this has got a bunch of remixes, like a Blur remix, Dust Brothers, James Lavelle, Radiohead. There's all kinds of crazy shit on here. Dr. Octagon remix. This is like a double. That's really cool. And I do have the newest Uncle Ronin that took 4,000 years to arrive, but here it is, and it's pretty good shit. It's different. 7 new remixes, 2 exclusive tracks. I ran through all that in 35 minutes. That's not too shabby. I thought it'd go an hour. I didn't have enough records to really do like a bunch of questions, like 20 questions or whatever for a trip hop vinyl tag. But that's all my kind of trip hop DJ stuff that I have. Show me some of the stuff you got from this genre, from again the late 90s, early 2000s. It's a huge part of my collection. A lot of the stuff I need to revisit. I've got all these CDs because I like playing them in the car. A lot of this stuff is good road trip music for sure, especially Massive Attack, M83, stuff like that, Fortet. But yeah, there you go. Peace.